What is up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the biggest race of the year, being Daytona. Being the birthplace of motorsport, or whatever they call it. Being in the infield of Daytona, of the NASCAR track, being the biggest track, being the, three different kinds of dirt with whoops and sand and bridge jumps and everything. It is, I think, the race that if you're going to be like a casual fan or someone who's kind of into Supercross, but you're not going to watch every single round, I think this is definitely the one that attracts the most attention, definitely. And if you look up in the top right hand corner of your screen, we're trying something different. Let's see if this works or not, see if the powers that be get angry or not, but let's try this. We can go back obviously to the picture version if that's something you guys like. You gotta let me know in the comments below. But onward and upward. Obviously, you've got the Pro Circuit boys, you've got the Yamaha boys, and then not much else in this. I honestly, the 250 race, I don't actually even remember. Like, as bad as that sounds, like, it is what it is. I don't really think the 250 round this year was, not this year, the 250 class right now that's racing the East is anywhere near as strong as the 250 West. That just might be me. I mean, especially when you think the West had so many injuries, but I mean, things are how they are in this round. The 250 classes, both of them this year, have just been decimated by injuries, and it's sad to see because you want to see more competition, you want to see everybody racing, and you don't want half the crowd, or not crowd, half the what's the word I'm looking for? Half the field, half the field being injured. That's just it ruins a lot of things because it's like, there goes half of your competitors. There goes the biggest portion of the competition. Whatever. I really like this track. Whatever they said, it was like the 15th or something year that Ricky Carmichael has designed it, and I think it's cool. It's half Supercross, half motocross, with the giant sand section that you have to choose either the sand tire, the bull cut, or whatever you want to call it, the bull tire, or the normal Supercross, normal dirt bike tire. You had to make the choice on what you're going to do, which makes decisions important. The track is just huge. I mean, just in lengthwise, I think it's definitely the longest track that any of these people are going to be racing all year long. It's probably not the most technical, but that depends on how you see technicality. If it's big jumps or like the sand section, it is what it is. But it was actually a really fun race to watch. Really cool job for what's his name, Styles Robertson, to get out front. And if you watched his interview, he was even like, "Okay, I'm out front. Now what do I do?" Because I think he's like 19 or something. He's a rookie, so to be out front and leading for that long, like, that's really good, just to be out there and be like, okay, well, I've got the whole shot, now what? And especially to be that far ahead and only get caught by McAdoo, who is on a full factory team. I mean, obviously Styles Robertson is too, but McAdoo is obviously going to be one of your championship contenders this year. So to only be caught by him and be in such a big lead afterwards, really cool job. Cooper, he had a really bad start mid-pack and then fell or spun out underneath the over-under, the bridge jump, whatever you want to call it. And he came back, he came back for fourth, so it's not a huge problem, like not a bad day for him, but it's definitely a points loss. He could have, you want to be on the podium, you want to be winning all the time, but he still holds red plate, I'm pretty sure. Don't count me out. Don't quote me on that. Let's put that out there. Otherwise, good job for McAdoo for winning. Good job for, again, Robertson for getting the whole shot and leading for so long. Pierce Brown for being back on the bike for the first time in like a year and a half or something like that, and to hold down third. I mean, to hold down third, but also to hold off Cooper, who's your red points leader. It's just good job for him. Really good night for Kawasaki, considering they went 1-1 in 250 and 450. So that's something neat. And the 450 guys, you gotta say, for how, I mean, I'm at fault for this too, for how much it was hyped up of, oh, it's the deepest field ever, oh, you've got Roczen, Tomac, Webb, Musquin, everyone. It's basically just down to Webb and Roczen now. That's what it is. Like, Tomac's winning races, but I think he's 20 or 30 points out. Like, it's a big gap. Webb's down to two behind Roczen, so Roczen still keeps the red plate, but it's getting close. And if you watch the after race report, or whatever you want to call it, the interview, there it is. Even though Roczen didn't finish on the podium, they interviewed him because obviously he's the red plate runner and the points leader. Of course they're gonna interview him. Plus he's just a big name, and it's something about Cooper Webb playing games and, oh, I think I'm in his head and da. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure he's in yours. Like, it was all from the first corner where Webb took him high, like, didn't push him off the track, didn't push him into the tough blocks, didn't touch him, just pushed him high, took the line away, and, obviously that led to Webb being in second and Roczen being in 8th or 9th off the start. Like, it wasn't dirty. I don't think it was dirty. No contact, no nothing, just he took the line away, he did what he had to do, and things are what they are. But if you start talking about somebody else in your interview and about how they're playing games and how you can play games too, it's pretty much showing that, like, they're in your head. Which, if you watch anything, that's pretty much what Cooper does. It's just he's got the skill to pack it up, but he plays that head game that I'm gonna be in your brain while you're racing, and you're gonna think about me. If I'm behind you, you know that I'm gonna run you hard. And especially with, like, the last couple years of Cooper beating Ken Roczen by 0.1, and then take him out in the last take him in the last corner with Wilson. Like, there's precedent to it, to where he's doing good. And can we just say, where did Plessinger come from? I mean, like, I understand he did really good this race in general. Like, he did good in his heat race, he did good in the main, but, like, where? He's been, a 450 rider for, I think this is the 3rd year now, and he's done nothing. And to be running second in, like, behind Tomac, he kept a Webb behind him for 99% of the race until the very last corner. I just don't know where it came from. A pretty mediocre night, I'm gonna say again, for Barsha and Anderson being, mid-pack. It is what it is. Ferrandis, he had his one flare in second early in the round, and now he's, a 10th or below guy. You don't really have to talk. Savachi 12, like, Wilson pretty much where Wilson runs, 9th, 10th, somewhere around there. So, like, good job for him. I personally like Wilson a lot, but that's where he's running. He's not fast enough to be up with he's like the 50%er, he's not faster than the top 10, but he's faster than the bottom 10. So he's just stuck right in the middle, just right there, which is all fine. Musquin did Musquin things, and he was running in the top 10 early, and then he pulled off and had a fight with his mechanic because, who knows, he probably thought the lever was a centimeter too far out, or a millimeter or something, just the stupid little things that, like, Musquin does, where he just, something's not exactly perfect, or he makes a mistake and then he compounds it with like 6 others, and it is what he does. I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's mean to say or whatever, but good job for Eli Tomac. I mean, he dominated this race. He really did, to be that far out and just win. I mean, he had no competition the whole race, nobody pushing him. He just went out, got out the whole shot, got out first, finished. And then you get the nice Eli Tomac burnout, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I just really like Daytona. It is the race that everyone should watch. I think if you're a casual fan, it's going to be the one you watch because it's the biggest. If you're a diehard fan, it's because it's, again, not the biggest in the same sense, but like the biggest in the track. The track whip. It's the longest race. People are going to be doing longer runs than any other Supercross. Like, instead of lap times being 50 seconds, they're going to be 2 minutes. Like, it's that kind of thing, to where there's a lot more work involved into it. There's a lot more stamina taken. But I hope you all enjoyed it if you watched it. If you like this video, click the like button as you're scrolling down. Comment, hit the subscribe button, the little bell right next to it so you can tell when I upload. And I will see you all later. Peace.